Hi, my name is Colleen for School Board at Large. I've lived in Floyd County almost all of my life. I am a graduate of Floyd Central High School. Marilyn, she taught for New Albany Floyd County Schools for almost 30 years for being a teacher. I also have two other family members that are teachers. I am a former restaurant owner for over 5 years. I have been married to Mike for 27 years. I also have 6 children. 3 have already graduated from Floyd Central. 2 are at Highland Hills now, and 1 is at Floyd Central. I have 7 grandchildren. 3 are at Highland Hills, and the other 3 are at Georgetown. The 7th grandchild will be going to Georgetown Elementary next year. I've had several children with IEPs and know special ed fairly well. I was asked to run by many people several years ago. These people asked me to run because I had helped their families and their children get IEPs. I also helped them get the correct accommodations for their children. They saw the compassion that I had for them and their children, and they thought I would be a really good school board member. I did this out of the kindness of my heart, and I didn't charge anyone. With my oldest child being 20 years older than my youngest, I have seen the change in the New Albany Floyd County school system in that time go the wrong direction. I want to be the parent and the grandparent that sits on the school board that listens to other parents and grandparents. I want to be transparent to these families. I also want to bring back basic education so that our children can have the education that I had from New Albany Floyd County schools. I would also like to bring back agriculture that was taken out of our schools 15 years ago. I feel every kid should know where their food comes from and how it is grown. Maybe they can have their own garden someday. Thank you, and I would appreciate your vote.
Hello, I'm BJ Foster, and I'm here today to humbly ask for your vote on November 8th for Floyd County School Board at Large. I'm a lifelong resident here of Floyd County. I have a daughter who attends Georgetown Elementary. She's 6 years old, and I have a wife as well. A few of the reasons why I'm here is because I want to help support our children, our students. I believe they come first and foremost, and that should be our priority as a school board. Secondly, I want to be able to provide our educators with the tools they need every day in the classroom, whether it's online or pencils, pens, papers, whatever we need. It should be coming out of pocket. That should be something we help with because they need the tools they need to be successful, and also compensate our teachers and educators properly. You can go across the river, and there's, in some senses, I have friends that teach over there that are almost making, $10,000 more than a teacher would over here, and that's unfair. And I think that's something we can work on. And lastly, I want to keep the taxpayers in mind when, sitting on the school board. We have a rather large budget for the school board. $144 million is quite vast. I think if we put our minds together and maybe trim the fat in some places and worked on how we allocate funds moving forward, we would never have to raise the taxes again. Once again, I thank you so much for your time, and I would appreciate your vote on November 8th.
Hello, my name is Elaine Gunnerman Murphy, and I am running for New Albany Floyd County School Board as an at-large candidate. This would be my second term if I would be reelected, and I am looking forward to a second term so that I can add on to what I've accomplished in my first 4 years. During the second 4 years, I would like to be back on the board so that I can help find a new superintendent for the New Albany Floyd County Schools, and so that I can help with our property out in the county where we could possibly build a new school to help with overcrowding out there, and looking at the property around Georgetown Elementary to see what we can do there to help our students. I have lived in New Albany, Floyd County for 45 years. I have 2 sons that have graduated from New Albany High School, and I also worked for the New Albany, Floyd County schools. I started out as a 2nd grade teacher, taught special ed. I was a counselor at Fairmont Elementary School, and then assistant principal at Mount Tabor Elementary School, and then principal at Mount Tabor Elementary School, and then moved on to be the principal at Floyd's Knobs Elementary School. I retired from Floyd's Knobs in 2014, and I missed being around kids and educators and families, and I wanted to run for school board so that I could continue to serve the community and help out the New Albany Floyd County schools. I've enjoyed my first 4 years. I'm looking forward to my second 4 years. So please, when you go to the polls on November 8th, consider voting for Elaine Gunnerman Murphy, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tim Harbison, and I'm running for a school board at large seat. To introduce myself, I'm a Pineview Jaguar, a Scribner Panther, a New Albany Bulldog, and I've taught school for the last 40 years. I've taught in urban schools, in rural schools, public and private schools. I've taught at the high school level and the middle school level. I've taught and coached both at Floyd Central High School, New Albany High School, and Hazelwood Middle School. My wife is a former chemistry teacher at New Albany High School and Floyd Central High School, and she's a Grantline Yellow Jacket, also a Scribner kid and a New Albany grad. Both my children went to Highland Hills, Galena, they're Galena Bobcats, and graduated from Floyd Central, and even my parents graduated from New Albany High School. To take it back a step further, my mother was even an elementary secretary at old Pineview Elementary in West Spring. So as you can see, New Albany Floyd County Schools and the Harbison family have tremendous legacy together, a lot of history. And I'm running for school board because I realized that our family would not have the quality of life we had today if it wasn't for New Albany Floyd County Schools. As a teacher, I have been able to witness our school corporation literally saving hundreds of kids. And so now I would like to do my job as a steward and give back a little bit and help run the school corporation. Some of the main issues that I would like to look at, currently New Albany Floyd County Schools is having a tough time filling all the special ed aid positions. And I think that that's something that could be addressed by possibly offering special ed aides a benefit package again, as they used to several years ago. As I talked to parents, I was shocked to find out how little science and social studies education elementary students get today. And I think there are some creative ways that we could meet state guidelines on language arts and math and still teach science and social studies. I am all about stopping the outsourcing of janitorial and grounds crew jobs. It just doesn't make money sense for Floyd County. Beyond taking jobs away from Floyd County residents, when our janitorial staff is shipped in from Louisville, when they get paid, that paycheck goes back to Louisville and is spent not in Floyd County. Lastly, having been a teacher, I am all about recruiting and retaining the best teachers, and we have some wonderful teachers already in the Albany Floyd County schools. People on the outside think it's all about money, but it's not about money. It's about the quality of your teaching situation in your work life. And I think there are a lot of things that New Albany Floyd County schools can do to help quality teachers want to stay in our system. So when you go to vote, I would hope you would remember Tim Harbison and my experience and my legacy with New Albany Floyd County Schools, and vote for me for at large. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak to you and whoever else happens to see this. My name is Thad Nafis. I'm running for one of the at-large seats on the school board for the New Albany Floyd County School System. I've had the privilege of serving our community for the last 25 years with the Floyd County Sheriff's Department. I'm currently a sergeant in the patrol division on first shift and a team leader for the Southeast Regional SWAT team. I have been married to my amazing wife, Holly, for the last 13 years. We have 3 children, one of which, our youngest, is currently enrolled as a 5th grader at Highland Hills Middle School. If elected to the school board, my priorities would be as follows. 1, to make certain our students are given a first-class education based around traditional subject matter, to ensure any ideological teachings on race, gender, sex, or any other topic are kept out of our classrooms. I will stand firm against any sexually explicit or inappropriate materials in our schools. 2, to take every precaution to safeguard everyone in our schools from violent attack, including, among other measures, having school resource officers in our elementary schools. Also, to ensure our students, teachers, and support personnel are free from bullying or any behavior that disrupts the learning environment. 3, to reestablish good relations with the parents in our community by making board meetings more parent-friendly, making school spending and course curriculum transparent and readily available to the public, and working to create a much more positive and productive school board. 4, I want our teachers to have the support staff and aides they require to do the vital work of educating our students. I also want to make sure they're properly compensated for a job well done. I want the working environment in our school system to be so good that parents, teachers, and students would have no reason to ever look anywhere else. 5, I would like to see our physical education program reinvigorated. Due to today's screen time culture, many children are not getting the exercise they need. I believe 20 to 30 minutes of good exercise during a school day is a legitimate goal and would be immensely beneficial to the health of our children. I, like many others in our community, know how important this election cycle is. I am not a politician. I have never run for any office. I have never worked for any school system. I know the people of Floyd County are good people, and they deserve a school system that will teach, protect, and never indoctrinate their children. They deserve a school administration that is transparent in every way and spends taxpayers' hard-earned money towards the priorities that we should all share. If elected, I will fight for these goals. I am Thad Nafis, and I humbly ask for your vote this November. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Misty Rono. I'm a proud NAFCS mom and resident of downtown New Albany. Thank you for having me here. I worked in student radio at IU Bloomington, and being showcased on WNAS is really just an honor. WNAS is one of the many examples of how our school corporation truly is a community of firsts. I'm running for an at-large position on the New Albany Floyd County School Board. I'm the Director of Marketing and Volunteers for the Colon Cancer Prevention Project, helping to do everything from supporting cancer survivors to providing cancer mitigation resources to first responders. I'm so lucky to spend my time working to strengthen the community by serving our schools through my organization, NAFCS Community Connection. I'm also a grant writer for and a board member of the Floyd County 4-H, as well as the chair of community engagement and a board member of Develop New Albany. I'm a graduate of public schools, including IU Bloomington, where I earned a degree in criminal justice and sociology. Go Big Red. I'm a ninth-year NAFCS parent and have tried to lean in and lend a hand as often as possible. I've been an education advocate in my many roles, professional and personal, lobbying to secure resources in Indiana schools at the local and state level. I worked as an investigator for Child Protective Services in Louisville, which gave me a unique view of the role that schools play in caring for our children. I've been actively involved in our schools since my daughter started kindergarten. I've worn so many hats. I was PTO president, room mom, Girl Scout leader, PTO sponsorship director, science fair chair, and I even started a STEAM-focused after-school clubs program at an elementary school. I've helped connect schools with needs, with community partners willing to help fill them. Through my work at the Community Connection, I was incredibly fortunate to serve on the New Albany Floyd County Schools Mental Health Advisory Committee and ultimately serve as the chairman of the Political Action Committee on behalf of the school safety referendum effort. In my many roles, I have gained a very unique understanding of the moving parts that impact the health and wellness of the school corporation. Often, the board is charged with communicating very complex fiscal and administrative decisions. In my work on behalf of the referendum, I had the opportunity to explore the structure of educational funding and constraints placed on schools at the state level. I have come to understand that providing more information and opportunity for input increases public investment in our schools. I think when asked, almost everyone feels compelled to assist schools. I've experienced this through my work with the Community Connection, as well as my work with PTOs when helping to facilitate relationships between schools and community partners. I've experience in governance and serving boards with diverse priorities and personalities. I have regularly attended New Albany Floyd County School Board meetings for years and have watched opportunities for relationship building fall short. I strongly advocate for open lines of communication and collaboration with civil servants, community partners, parents, and the community at large. Strategic planning to build toward future capital efforts will be imperative for health and sustainable growth to keep up with our community and its spectrum of needs. In the world of nonprofit, primarily youth-serving agencies, I can absolutely say that I understand the importance of being fiscally conservative and knowing that every dollar matters. I have worked professional fundraiser for a large part of my career, building mutually beneficial relationships for organizations and the community at large. It's a passion of mine. I also take the time to watch forecasted priorities for spending and legislative changes that will impact public education. As a result of my work on the school board safety referendum, I'm very well versed in the discussions involving safety in our schools. Efforts are complex, ever-evolving, and always underfunded. I'm so proud to be a part of the NAFCS community, in large part because of their foresight and dedication to meeting the needs of our students. We have an incredible army of folks triaging every day to provide interventions to keep everyone safe. These absolute rock stars are teachers, support staff, bus drivers, therapists, admin, guidance staff, SROs, health workers, an array of medical professionals, mentors, club leaders, PTOs, first responders, etc. The list just goes on. Valuing those interventions and actively working to assess, reassess, and meet the safety needs of our schools will always be my top priority. I feel very strongly that the cornerstone of good leadership is making space for everyone to do their very best work. I would like to bring that philosophy to this position and encourage others to do the same. Please take the time to scroll through the ballot and vote for me, Misty Rono, for New Albany Floyd County School Board. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Skinner, and I'm running for school board at large. First, I want to thank Gracie and Eve for assisting me today. during the taping and allowing me to introduce myself. Second, if you haven't visited my Facebook page, please do. It might give you more of an idea about who I am, what I'm about, and my goals. Third, I'm running for school board to contribute in a meaningful way to a school district and system that gave me a strong foundation in the late 70s and early 80s. I'm a product of Silver Street Elementary School, Hazelwood Junior High School, and New Albany High School. Shout out to Mr. Lanny Frazier, Sonner, Potts, and Miss Hook. In a class, I'm going to brag on Lanny Frazier a little bit. In a class of 35, Frazier had us doing pre-algebra before we got to Hazelwood. So kudos to him. The same could be said at Hazelwood or New Albany High School. Great people. Those teachers had a magic touch. Great teacher morale and student morale as well. Fourth, in terms of my qualifications for the board, I'm an attorney, not a politician. So I'm just going to include a glimpse of my skill set and experience that may help you render a decision. Regarding my educational and teaching background, I've got 3 degrees in education, including a law degree. I'm a licensed attorney. I did my student teaching under Sonny Wright at Mount Tabor Elementary School, and I also coached wrestling while I was there. I've also coached football under Ronald Wiglum, or alias Big Bucks as he was known when he was at New Albany, and Elmer Murray at Floyd Central High School. And just to brag a little bit, our team went undefeated with 1 loss to Trinity High School at Trinity. And when you're staring at 90 kids across the field versus 35 on our side, it's pretty tough. Pretty tough to compete with that. But our boys stood strong for at least through the 3rd quarter. So I'm very proud of those guys. I was also a tenured teacher and coach at Clarksville Community School Corporation, and I coached football and elementary basketball, and I was also a member of the teachers union at one point. In terms of my legal background, I was a juvenile probation officer under the Honorable Clementine Tiny Barthold of Clark County. I clerked at the Arkansas Attorney General's Office Civil Litigation Division under former Attorney General and Governor Mike Beebe. I also worked at the Arkansas Department of Education as a compliance officer for federal and state programs. In that position, I monitored millions of dollars, multi-millions of dollars that was appropriated through the feds on down to the state and then on down to the schools. Unfortunately, sometimes money's not spent appropriately or the way it should be or allocated. And I remember there were SUVs and cars and even a root canal performed. But I did not sign off on any of that. That was denied, of course, but that's some of my background with compliance. I also was a law clerk under the Honorable Stephen N. Andrews of Oakland County Circuit Court in Michigan. And then the last number of years, I've had a general practice or legal practice representing special needs children and parents throughout the state of Indiana, and we've done very well with that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a glimpse of my personal and professional qualifications. To give you a better sense of my background and legal acumen. In closing, I will make decisions in a judicious manner based on evidentiary support that's in front of me, and I will not pander to any particular stakeholder because we are all involved in this school district at some level or another. Thank you for listening, and I hope to earn your vote on Election Day. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Randy Stumler, and I'm running for school board in Floyd County. I want to thank WNAS students and staff for making this possible. I'm a teacher at Fort Knox Middle High School in math and science. My wife Karen and I raised 6 children on Buffalo Trail in Floyd's Knobs. Our youngest just graduated from Floyd Central this year, and we're very proud of her. We attend St. Mary's Church in New Albany, and I'm currently a teacher for Dodia Virtual School, and chemistry is my subject this year. I grew up on Buffalo Trail in Floyd County, and I've been here all my life. My wife and I met on the campus at IUS when we were both pursuing our degrees. I graduated with a business and an education degree right here in New Albany. I rose to the rank of chief investigator at the Floyd County Prosecutor's Office in the 90s. After getting my education degree, I worked for Trinity High School for 10 years. I taught math evenings at IUS. I've also worked for Governor Scholars of Kentucky in the summers, and I've mowed lawns to put food on the table for my family. In about 2008, we went overseas to Azores and to Belgium to teach military children for the Department of Defense. I returned to teaching military children at Fort Knox Middle High School when we returned, and I really enjoy that job. My mother, Pat, passed away in 2019, and I live up the street from my father, Irvin Stumler. I'm running in a nonpartisan race, and I was interested in this race because it is nonpartisan. I want to put children first, and I don't think politics plays a role in that. I stand for openness of decision-making, all decisions above board, and I want to make decisions with kids in mind first, things that are good for the community and fair for the teachers and staff of our schools. Three big ideas come to mind when I thought about this race. First of all, safety has to be a priority. These are troubling times in the news, and we have to have safe places for our children as our number one priority. Safety involves full staffing of the schools, our physical space, and letting our children know that we're here for them. One idea I have is I would like to find a way to put a police officer in every school. If we were able to protect our children and increase our police protection, I think that's a win-win for the community. The second idea I thought of during this race is that we need to fight for better funding for our schools. We need some creative solutions on how to get that funding because it just seems to be ever decreasing. The Education Foundation is providing support for our schools and our teachers, but we need to lobby for some more permanent solutions. Our state has a large surplus, and that could help relieve some problems. And I want them to stop hamstringing local school control. I believe in Hoosier values. I believe in the value of the dollar. I mow my own lawn. I change my own oil in my cars. We hang our laundry on a clothesline to save money in my house. I understand the value of money. But I recognize when a problem requires wider ranging solutions that come from above, and we need to speak with one voice and to have our school children fairly funded. The third idea that I thought of was that we need to plan for our future now. We have such growth going on in the county. We need to keep school size and class size low. The curriculum has to change with changing times. We need to advocate for more local control, stop state overreach and restrictions on our schools and our school system. As a teacher, I know that we seldom see the rewards of our work in the classroom, and we may never see the fruits of our labor. But when that one student comes back after finding that job that she always wanted or sends an email to me to thank me for being part of that, it makes everything worthwhile. We do that work here in the school, from the bus driver to the cooks to the teachers to the principal to the classroom volunteer. And we all have to work together for a better future for all of us. Overall, I would say this: I am not naive enough to think that I have all the answers. But what I do have in this race is I have experience in education and law enforcement, and I have ideas to bring to the table. With the input of parents, taxpayers, all school employees, and students themselves, we need to work to find real solutions that work. Overall, we have good schools that people seek out and people want to move to Floyd County. Part of that reason is low tax rate and good schools. We have to start to make the changes now that will strengthen and provide for our children into the future. Education is the key to success for kids and for all Floyd Countyans. And I would say that if our kids are successful, then we're successful as a people. I want to thank you. I'm Randy Stumler, and I ask for your vote on November 8th or before, and may God bless us as we move forward. Thank you.